2022 has presented a new challenge to all Formula One teams. It's not a shock that some of them would be facing some struggles. What's surprising is one of the teams having a hard time is the reigning Constructors champion Mercedes. As always, before we get into the details, please like and subscribe, especially if you love F1 as much as we do. The Formula One 2022 season comes with a new set of rules and regulations for the cars. Those new rules include lower budget caps, power unit freeze, the use of fuel with more ethanol in an attempt for sustainability, the switch from 13-inch to 18-inch tires, and the use of ground effect to generate a car's downforce instead of relying on aerodynamics. The teams interpreted these new rules and regulations differently. The prevailing question is, which of the teams would get it right and win? Many people thought that Mercedes had it down pat, but that notion seemed to be proven wrong soon enough. The German team has been open with issues their car, the W18, has been facing in pre-season testing. The most pervasive issues are the lack of speed in the straights and bouncing due to porpoising. All throughout the Barcelona and Bahrain testing, they didn't have the pace to match close contenders Red Bull and Ferrari. People on social media and some drivers accused the team of sandbagging or hiding the W13's real pace. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton shut these accusations down, saying that Mercedes won't put on a tacky display. After testing came the Bahrain Grand Prix, which put all cars on the grid to the test, including perennial champions Mercedes. Qualifying found Mercedes drivers Lewis Hamilton and George Russell 5th and 9th respectively. In the race, Hamilton constantly battled with Red Bull's Sergio Perez. Russell stayed consistently in the top 10. With both the Red Bulls having to retire due to car issues, Hamilton clinched a podium in 3rd place, while Russell placed 4th. All in all, a satisfying end despite the car's issues and less than stellar performance. The Saudi Arabia Grand Prix was another story, however. Tensions were already high due to the missile and drone attacks on the Aramco facility. Aramco, one of the world's largest oil companies, is also one of F1's global partners and the strategic partner of the Aston Martin team. The facility attacked is only a few miles away from the Jeddah Corniche circuit where the Grand Prix is held. There were, understandably, discussions of not proceeding with the race due to safety concerns. The drivers held a 4-hour meeting because of the said situation. However, in the end, the race activities proceeded. Qualifying was a disappointing affair for the Silver Arrows, especially for Lewis Hamilton. He did not advance out of Q1, the first time after 2017. He placed 16th, but started the race 15th in the grid as Mick Schumacher did not race due to his terrifying crash in Q2. George Russell, on the other hand, reached Q3 and managed to reach 6th place. In the actual race, Russell managed to place 5th after Red Bull and Ferrari's drivers, with reigning world champion Max Verstappen winning the race. Hamilton managed to score a point after placing in 10th. What's causing Mercedes is less than stellar performance this season. Russell believes that fixing the porpoising issue will solve 99% of their problems with the car. He said in an interview, "Engine mode as well, the faster you go, the worse it gets. So it makes it harder for qualifying because we turn the engines up, maximum power, go quicker down the straight, which causes more downforce and causes more porpoising. So we almost need to preempt the issue, and also in the race when you have the DRS closed, you have more downforce than you do with the DRS open, and that's another factor we need to consider. We're still learning, and that's why we're far from optimal. But that's why I said if we solve the porpoising, that would cure, I would say, 99% of our issues." Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has said that the first 2 races were sobering for him and the whole team. As a team that had been at the forefront of the fight for a long time, with 8 Constructors and 7 Drivers' Championships under their belts, being near the back of the grid may be a disappointing and uncomfortable experience for them. Wolff shared, "It's extremely painful to not be part of those games by quite a chunk of a lap time deficit. It's no fun at all. It's an exercise in humility, and it's going to make us stronger in the end, even though it's not fun right now." What exactly are the steps Mercedes is taking to solve the W13's issues? In an interview with Motorsports.com, head of trackside engineering Andrew Shovlin said that they're still struggling to find a permanent fix for the porpoising without sacrificing the car's performance. This also means that they still don't know whether the car is fast enough to fight in front. Chauvelin added that they still need to understand the problem better. We've got some avenues that I think are giving us a good direction, but it's taking a bit of time to get those parts on the car, and we're working very hard. We're well aware that there are other teams that have got on top of this problem faster than we have, and that's not the standard we normally work to. Every bit of effort at the factory is going into getting on top of this, making sure we don't neglect normal car development. But there's a lot of work trying to pull us out of this situation at the moment. There is still a week before the Australian Grand Prix, time the German team is using to analyze the car and understand the car better. Fans and rival teams alike may see changes in the W13 by the time the Australian GP rolls around. Whether those changes will work or not remains to be seen. Do you think Mercedes can catch up to Ferrari and Red Bull? Or would they be left in the dust and their championship hopes dashed? Let us know in the comments.